Hi, I'm Mattlin from Bad to Worst Gaming, and today we're going to do something kind of a little bit different. Slanvou, and I hope I got that name right, asked if I could show my Guardian Fighter build. Here you go! I'm actually using Rockthou's hybrid tanking build for endgame PvE content, Guardian Fighter, which I'll leave a link in the description. That guide goes into a lot more detail than I'm going to get into here. If you've been looking at the CTAs, you'll notice that this is not my build for the live servers. Because, I was going real tanky with that class, and I should have known better after leveling a prod paladin back in Burning Crusades in WoW, and not go full tank. You just can't level or do solo stuff, or a lot of crap, actually. As you can see, we go heavy into the Conqueror tree with this build. The end result is the Reckless Attacker, which means I guard very little because every time I lose guard, I do less damage because I have less power. It also has a greater chance to do damage with Cleave, so Cleave is my primary attack now. Speaking about Cleave, it's always one of my at-wills. The other one is usually Threatening Rush. It's too good to take off my bar. We don't have quick movement as a Guardian Fighter. We have no shift ability that lets us run like a great weapons fighter, or the shift of every other DPS class. So we gotta get quick movement somewhere, and this is at will. To point at a target, run to it, end of story. My normal encounter abilities for the PvE content are Lunging Strike, because you can go flying across the map with this thing. If someone's trying to run away, you can get to him before anybody else. And in a group, you can make sure you're the first one in a fight. Not to mention, this has a very short cooldown and does a lot of damage. About 3 cleaves. Frontline Search is my next encounter ability, and hot damn if that is not good. Hit everything in front of you. Interrupt them. Knock them prone. Yes, please. I use it on every single cooldown, unless I'm running a group, in which I need to grab threat from a bunch of small things that pop up. Then I save it, then I knock everything down. Finally, I have Enforced Threat on my bar. It's not a great attack, it doesn't do a lot of stunning or damage, but what it does do is recover my guard, which, since I get more power if my guard is high, and I sometimes need to block shit, it works well. In the heroic encounters, if I'm fighting a large group of things, I don't use it, which kind of sucks because I don't want all that aggro. I can't deal with all that aggro from 6 or 7 of the heroic guys. So, it's kind of a hit or miss in a group setting, though on a single target, it's great to just drop every single time I have it. My first daily is Terrifying Impact, because sometimes I got a group of people that just won't leave me alone and I've got to stun them again. It's really used for the control aspect of it more than the damage, but it does very high damage as well. Finally, my other daily is Indomitable Strength. Why? Well, sometimes I need single target damage, and it knocks them up, it knocks them prone, and it sends them flying. Then I'll get on to why I use that later. Now, sometimes I switch out Enforced Threat with Bull Rush. Usually if I'm going into a heroic encounter with a lot of people, because I don't want all the aggro, or PvP. For my passives, I use Combat Superiority. It does more damage, and if I got damage, I got threat. I also have Furious Reaction. It's an oh shit kind of talent. Useful to have, though it probably isn't going to save me much. I no longer use Shield talent because a 15% increase to my guard is a drop in the bucket. It should be 200%? Something ridiculous, because if I want to tank, I better have something that can't be broken in a PvE encounter. Now, the way I found this build to work the best is to use the Lunging Strike to enter into a combat situation. Immediately, I use Frontline Search to knock everybody prone, and then enforce encounter while they're down. Then I try to line them all up so no one's behind me, and I keep hitting them with Cleave until Frontline Surge is back up, reposition myself, and hit them with Frontline Surge so I get the most amount of damage. Rinse, repeat, use the abilities pretty much on rotation. When I switch out for Bull Rush, I'm trying to get control and actually moving things around the screen. Indomitable Strength, Frontline Surge, and Bull Rush all have a knockback effect, which, if you chain with Lunging Strike or Threatening Rush, you can actually get a lot of distance off a person. Hopefully off a cliff. And yeah, that's really my build. Not much more to say about it. It's pretty good, it tanks pretty well, it does DPS, I can get through dailies, not nearly as well as I watch everybody else, but what you gonna do? Well, this is Mattlin from Bad to Worse Gaming going, build yourself a brighter future tomorrow. Subscribe for any more of our content and like the video or leave a comment if you'd like to see anything changed.